Hey Dallas, if you're thinking about moving to Expo Park or you just want the inside scoop on the community, you clicked on the right video. Today we are going over everything Expo Park, from the 17 different buildings they have here, the amenities, what it's like to live here, and everything you need to know before signing a lease. With that being said, let's go check out Expo Park. So Expo Park does it a little differently than any other community, and it's actually a collection of 17 different small buildings, all about 25 units or less. So each building kind of gives its own vibe of being a small building, being a boutique living experience. The collection of all the buildings totals over 400,000 square feet, making this its own neighborhood. We're going to drive down the two streets that make Expo Park what it is, and you'll quickly notice there are little boutique businesses. That's because every unit here is live work, meaning you could run your business out of your unit. I've seen architectural firms, marketing companies, landscaping companies, coffee shops, jewelry stores, basically any business you could think of, including like a tattoo shop and an aerial yoga. I don't know if you've ever tried aerial yoga, but it looks a little intimidating, except for this one. They look so welcoming. So you'll definitely quickly learn all your neighbors. You'll be surrounded by creatives and other entrepreneurs. August Real Estate, the management company, wants to make Expo Park its own district, kind of like Bishop Arts. And one of my favorite spots here is Hyphen Space, which is a matcha spot and a co-working space. And if you're into matcha, this is definitely the best spot in Dallas. So you'll see me there if you go. Most of these buildings were originally historic warehouses built in the 1910s and 1920s for various reasons, and the original owner of the community slowly acquired the buildings when they sat vacant and turned them into lofts starting in 1999. Originally, they were built for companies such as the Oak Cliff Paper Mill, Goodyear Tire and Rubber, Goodrich Tire Manufacturing, General Motors truck storefront, an old post office, and countless more stories that have simply been lost to time. One of the buildings was even supposedly ran as a nightclub for the infamous local Dallas mobster Jack Ruby, and is now a restaurant called Rayos. The wife was the mastermind behind the beautiful landscaping. Literally every alleyway and street is lush. The neighborhood sits between deep ellum and Fair Park, but feels completely different and honestly is so much more peaceful and quiet than either of those neighborhoods, which both have a bit of a reputation. Expo Park itself is just lined with trees, feels very serene and honestly pretty quiet, while still being walking distance to Deep Ellum and to the Dallas State Fairgrounds. So let's go over what it's actually like to live here. There's so much history, we don't have time for it all, but what is it like to live at Expo Park? We'll start off with fees and parking. So parking's dependent on the building here. A lot of the buildings have dedicated garages, and parking's actually free for the first vehicle. So depending on your building, you'll be in a garage with one free spot, or you'll be in a gated lot with one free spot. If you need extra spots, it's going to be $75 for a lot spot or $125 for a garage spot. On top of that, there are no monthly fees at Expo Park, which is pretty rare for an apartment. You'll just have to pay your rent and your utilities on top of that, plus like the city trash fee that the city of Dallas charges you. And the deposit is going to be a little higher than most apartments, and it's going to be half of 1 month's rent. So if your rent is $2,000, your deposit's $1,000. The application fee is only $40, so there's no admin fee or anything like that. It's a boutique management company, and they like to do things a little differently and don't rake you over the coals with insane pricing and insane fees and just all this nonsense. So that's what's one of my favorite parts about this community, is they keep it simple. Found this video helpful in any way, do yourself a favor and shoot me a text. I know every apartment in Dallas inside and out, and help people save thousands on their home search using my connections with these management companies. The best part is my service to you is absolutely free. The buildings pay me at no cost to you. My goal here is to make sure you don't end up regretting your lease. So whether you're considering Expo Park or any other community in the Dallas area, do yourself a favor and shoot me a text. I look forward to hearing from you. We're starting outside at this first unit because it's actually in this garden alley. It's one of the 7 garden alley lofts here on property, and it's actually one of the most recently constructed buildings in the community. Historically, this was just an alleyway between warehouses. Modern day, it's quite pretty. The alleyway is now a garden with tons of plants, and it's pretty private as well, even though you're facing a walkway. This is an open floor plan with some separation, and I've actually seen a staged one done really well. Almost every unit in this community has concrete floors and soft close cabinets. This unit's under 800 square feet and leasing for $1,700 a month. It has beautiful tall wooden ceilings, a brick wall, a skylight, washer dryer connections, this massive island, and a ton of storage space. There's a tub combo in the bathroom, a ceiling fan in the living area, and tons of natural light. This is one of the most affordable units in the community, and this specific building is lot parking. It doesn't come with a garage. Now, this second unit is in a building that was a Goodyear Tire Co warehouse. This is a large loft at about 1,300 square feet and is going for $2,175 a month. This building's first and second floor has concrete ceilings, and the third floor has wooden ceilings that are slightly taller. A unique thing about this unit is the windows are actually new, making them very energy efficient. There is a light rail dart line outside the building, and when the city installed the dart line, they were required to refit the entire building with soundproof windows, so you don't get hardly any street noise, and your electric bills are a lot more reasonable. This is facing Fair Park, and the units in this building are all laid out very similar to this. They're a large open floor plan, kind of shotgun style, with this lofted storage space. The storage space honestly is not tall enough for a bedroom for most people, depending on how tall you are. It has a walk-in shower, washer dryer connections with a bathtub combo. This one has updated appliances, and it comes with garage parking. Okay, this building is my favorite out of the whole community. It was originally a paper mill built in 1929, and the entire building is split level lofts with at least 1,200 square foot, going up to about 2,000 square foot. This one we're in is 1,500 square foot, has these massive warehouse windows with a brick wall. All of the split levels in this building are a very similar layout, where on the first floor you're going to have a storage closet, a half bathroom, the main living area, and a full kitchen. One thing I think I forgot to mention about Expo Park is you can actually transfer units after 6 months. So if you're really set on one of these big split levels, which is one of the best price split levels in the city, but there aren't currently any available, you could sign for another unit in the community. And then later in the year, if a split level does become available, which it will, you could transfer to it. There's about 30 of them in this building just alone. The stairs are these gorgeous thick slabs of wood with metal wire railing. Downstairs is polished concrete floors, and upstairs you have hardwood, a full bathroom, a walk-in closet, and your washer dryer connections. This is one of the few units that has a skylight in the wooden ceiling. Once again, all the cabinets are soft close, and this one comes with garage parking. This next unit I'm going to show you, I wanted to start in the hallway to show off this art gallery. One of the residents in this building is an artist, and this is all of her mixed medium work. This is one of the smallest buildings in the community, but it is not small in charm. The unit itself feels a bit like an art studio. You have all these white walls, a big open space, track lighting. The unit offers a lot of creativities because you could actually tear down and put up any walls you want. All the walls you see are non-structural, so you would completely customize the layout and the square footage in any way you'd like. This one has a bit more of a dated kitchen and a lot of funky nooks and crannies because of the wall customization. I really like the skylight over the bedroom, and there's this really cool metal ceiling brace, which is perfect for hanging plants or even some art. Okay, this last unit is really one of the most unique spaces I've seen in this entire community. It's this bit smaller, but every inch of the apartment is flooded with light. It has a downtown view and is northwest facing. I love that there's 2 walls of brick and a lot of staples that other Expo Park units have, like a ceiling fan, track lighting, a good kitchen, this lofted storage space, large closets with washer dryer connections and a full bathroom. This one was a really good deal, so it got leased extremely quickly, but every unit here at Expo is unique, and there's some crazy cool ones I wasn't able to show you today. So if you've liked what you've seen so far, my information will be below. Come see what there is currently available. That unit leased extremely quick, which brings me on to my next point to talk about while we look at our amenities. I think the reason Expo Park feels so special is because of the human element. They don't use online pricing softwares, and you're never talking to an AI or some off-site corporate worker who doesn't care about you and only wants the money in your wallet. The owner of Expo isn't afraid to invest into the community, whether it be unit improvements, amenity upgrades, or resident events. And the management team here is so kind and easy to work with, yet still very professional. So it's one of the best experiences I've ever had with a management company in the loft scene in Dallas, and I think it really makes it stand out from other places. Well guys, that's a wrap on Expo Park. If you've ever lived here, do us all a favor and comment below what your experience has been like living at Expo Park. And if you've got questions or you think this is the spot for you, do yourself a favor and shoot me a message. All of my information will be below. If you're still on the fence, hit that subscribe button and check out my other apartment tours. I'm out here touring apartments every day, helping people just like you find their perfect home. Every week we're posting new tours, so I'll see you all on the next one.